Words have incredible power to shape the reality around us, a concept that has its roots in ancient spiritual traditions. It is believed that every utterance, every intention we carry within us, leaves its imprint on the universe, influencing our lives in ways that often go unnoticed. Lies, in turn, are not just a set of empty words, but a powerful energetic charge that can manifest in our lives in the most unexpected ways. This phenomenon has been explored since time immemorial, and in many cultures, words are revered as a living, creative force. In sacred texts such as the Bible, especially the Gospel of John, one can find the lines, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." Here the Word appears to us as the primordial essence of the universe, as an active participant in the formation of the world, not just a reflection of it.
Today, we will try to penetrate into the essence of what happens at the most subtle levels of our existence when we utter a lie. Even the slightest distortions, subtle defaults, and evasions of inconvenient truths can have far-reaching consequences, and we'll find out later what those consequences are. Stay tuned for more on this fascinating topic.
Ralph Waldo Emerson, a prominent thinker and exponent of transcendentalism, deeply understood the power of words, arguing that words are not just a shell for our ideas, but a powerful source of energy spreading in all directions. He compared words to the seeds we sow in the universe. These seeds, depending on their nature, can either nurture beautiful flowers of harmony or weeds that stifle life. Each spoken word carries a unique vibration. Modern scientific research in the field of quantum physics is only beginning to confirm what spiritual and esoteric teachings have asserted for thousands of years. Everything in the universe is permeated with energy. Consequently, words, as sound vibrations, have a direct impact on our energy field and the reality around us.
Surely each of us has felt the immediate impact of words on our emotional state. For example, a sincere compliment can instantly lift your mood, fill you with energy, and warm your heart. Conversely, when a person faces criticism or hears barbed remarks, he instantly feels an oppressive heaviness in the chest, as if the energy field shrinks, dragging him into the abyss of negative feelings. Words have a unique ability to carry certain frequencies that directly interact with the energy structure of a person, causing either a positive uplift or painful blockages, a feeling of expansion or painful compression.
Japanese researcher Masaru Emoto conducted a truly fascinating experiment to study the effect of words on the molecular structure of water. By exposing water to words charged with positive energy, such as love and gratitude, he was amazed to find that the resulting ice crystals were characterized by perfect symmetry and striking beauty. However, when the water was exposed to negative words such as hate or anger, the crystals formed chaotic and distorted patterns devoid of any harmony.
Now consider this startling fact. If the human body is made up of about 70% water, what tremendous impact do words have on our well-being, on our physical and mental state? Words are a direct extension of the mind, just as the mind is a reflection of the soul. Everything a person thinks and feels is reflected in the world around him through the words he speaks and hears. Contrary to popular belief, words not only reflect existing reality, but also actively participate in its creation. Hermetic philosophy, which has its roots in the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, proclaims the principle of as above, so below. This means that the microcosm of the human mind is inextricably linked to the macrocosm of the universe, reflecting it and directly influencing it.
Words, being a direct continuation of our thoughts, become a powerful tool for shaping the world around us. It is no exaggeration to say that the reality we live in is largely created by the words we choose to express our thoughts and intentions. When one speaks the truth, one enters into resonance with the vibrations of the universe, achieving a natural harmony with the cosmic order. In Taoism, this state of alignment is known as Wu Wei, the art of effortless action, when one flows in unison with the rhythm of life, without resisting its natural course. However, when there is a distortion of the truth, whether in the form of harmless lies or deliberate deception, there is dissonance between mind, word, and reality. This discrepancy manifests in a person's energy field as tangible dissonance, disrupting their inner harmony and connection to the world. It is interesting to note that in ancient times the term spell was closely associated with the practice of casting charms or incantations, which emphasizes the belief in the magical power of words. Indeed, there is a kind of magic, an inexplicable power lurking in the verbal fabric. The act of writing a word is akin to the creation of a spell, capable of shaping, awakening, and transforming. Every phrase, every utterance that comes out of our mouths or is captured on paper is like a magic code that influences the world around us and our own existence. Ancient civilizations such as Egypt and Greece were deeply aware of the power of words. Devoted to Hermetic teachings, comprehended that the word is a creative energy of colossal scale, capable to transform the reality itself. Hermes Trismegistus, the legendary sage, said, "He who knows the power of the word knows the power of the gods." When we use words consciously, with pure intention, we gain the ability to direct our lives in accordance with the highest spiritual aspirations. However, when we utter words rashly, lie, or show carelessness, we create spiritual imbalance. Lies, like a poorly cast spell, come back to us in the form of disharmonious energies, difficult life circumstances, and troubled relationships. The word is a divine tool, but it can also be a destructive weapon if not used with proper wisdom and discretion. Every organism on the planet is enveloped in an aura, a kind of emanation of spiritual energy, which is reflected in the physical and emotional state. This aura, like an invisible shield, is energized by thoughts, feelings, and, of course, speech. Words, as we know, are frequencies, energy vibrations emanating from a person. When an individual speaks the truth, his aura remains unshakable, powerful, and all-encompassing. However, a lie, like a false note in a slender orchestra, creates dissonance, causing cracks and disharmony in the energetic structure. It can be compared to the occurrence of gaps in the auric field, through which life energy leaks out and negative vibrations penetrate. In the chakra system, deception first of all affects Vishuddha, the fifth chakra located in the throat area. This energy center is the seat of truth and communication. By distorting the truth, a person creates a blockage at this point, preventing the free flow of energy through the body. This energetic stagnation can manifest as feelings of stagnation, dissatisfaction, and ultimately lead to physical ailments such as throat disease, endocrine disorders, and respiratory problems. The latest discoveries in neurobiology indicate the body's immediate response to lying. The almond-shaped body, which plays a key role in identifying threats and processing emotions such as fear and anxiety, is activated with every act of lying. Deception triggers a stress response in the body, leading to increased levels of cortisol, a known stress hormone. This, in turn, initiates a cascade of physiological changes: increased heart rate, increased blood pressure, and nervous system overexcitation. Constant lying, even in small doses, can eventually cause tangible damage to physical health, manifested in the form of insomnia, digestive disorders, and chronic diseases. The body, like the soul, seeks harmony with the truth. Violation of this harmony leads to suffering of the body, weakening of the energy field, and imbalance of the chakras, which triggers a cycle of negative changes affecting not only the physical, but also the emotional and spiritual state of the person. Lies are also a source of emotional dissonance. Even minor deviations from the truth create negative vibrations in the energy field, manifested as guilt, anxiety, and alienation from oneself and the surrounding world. Hiding the truth has a direct impact on our ability to communicate openly and sincerely which leads to alienation and doubt in relationships with others. Lying, in addition to disrupting the energy balance, erects a spiritual barrier. Distorting the truth, a person distances himself from his true nature and, as a consequence, loses contact with the higher forces. Hermes Trismegistus, in the works known as Hermetic Corpus, emphasizes that the truth is a key to harmony with the universe. Falsehood, on the contrary, plunges us into a world of illusion, depriving us of the ability to perceive light. Spiritual essence vibrates at the frequency of absolute truth. The conscious distortion of truth is an act of resistance to this frequency, resulting in a disconnect between the lower self, which is driven by fears and doubts, and the higher self, which is the embodiment of pure consciousness and truth. Thus, falsehood keeps us trapped in the material world, while truth brings liberation and the possibility of knowing higher levels of consciousness. The concept of karma is present in all the great spiritual traditions, indicating the profound spiritual implications of lying. Karma is the universal law of cause and effect, which states that our every action, thought, and word comes back to us as a reflection of our deeds. Distortion of the truth entails the formation of negative karma, because it contradicts the fundamental principle of the universe, truth. Each manifestation of lies generates a kind of spiritual debt. This is not just an ethical problem, but also a question of energy balance. Untruth creates fluctuations in the human energy field, and this disturbance of harmony requires compensation. The more often a person resorts to lying, the heavier his burden becomes, and the deeper the gulf between him and the divine beginning. Osho emphasized that lies are the starting point for the development of spiritual ailments. It obscures the inner light of truth, imprisoning man in a world of reverie and separateness, and it is alienation that is the root cause of spiritual torment. In the long run, systematic lying can lead to the so-called dark night of the soul, when a person loses his bearings and ceases to discern the truth. In this state, the individual finds himself in a closed circle of illusions, losing the ability to see his further spiritual path. Thus, lies have a profound effect on the spiritual development of the individual. Lying is a heavy burden that leaves an indelible mark on the karma of a person, distorts his inner world, and distances him from the divine beginning. However, despite this, the opportunity to return to the path of truth always remains available. Through the pursuit of truth, a person is able to restore the harmony of his energy system, remove spiritual obstacles, and return his soul to its original purity. Truth acts as the key that opens the way to spiritual liberation. Earlier, we examined how lies have a negative impact on a person's energy field and their individual spiritual path. At the same time, it is important to realize that human existence is not limited to personal experience. Each of us is an integral part of a complex network of interconnections, where words, thoughts, and actions affect not only the person himself, but also his relationships with others, as well as the overall energy field. In what follows, we will look at how lying disrupts this large-scale energy structure. In every interaction between people, energy is exchanged. Words, gestures, and thoughts form invisible bonds that connect people to each other. When communication is based on truth, these bonds become strong, allowing energy to flow freely and creating an atmosphere of trust and harmony. However, by resorting to lies, a person creates cracks in these connections, breaking the energy balance in the relationship. Lies create disconnection. Even if it is not immediately apparent, they undermine the delicate structure of the relationship. Trust serves as the cornerstone of any healthy relationship, whether it be among friends, in a romantic relationship, or in a family. Lying once sows seeds of doubt, which, when they germinate, erect invisible barriers between people, leading to energetic and emotional estrangement. Lying alienates not only by undermining trust, but also by disconnecting from one's own self. By losing touch with oneself, a person inevitably becomes alienated from others. It is often in this disconnection created by lies that the roots of superficial or troubled relationships lie. Lies become the silent barrier that stands between people and their loved ones. Let's imagine the collective energy field as a complex symphony where each person plays the role of a unique note. Everyone's sincerity and truthfulness contribute to the overall harmony of the melody. However, when lies become commonplace, they are like false notes that dissonate with the overall sound, creating cacophony and distortion. The deleterious effects of lies extend far beyond those who resort to deception, affecting everyone in their environment. Lies that penetrate societal structures, whether on a small scale or large, create an atmosphere saturated with fear, uncertainty, and deceptive perceptions of reality. This dense energy field created by collective deception significantly hinders the spread of spiritual truths, erecting obstacles that can slow down the spiritual development of entire communities, nations, and even humanity as a whole. However, one should not lose hope. The collective energy field can be healed, just as it is possible to restore broken relationships. The first step toward healing is honesty. Every time a person makes the choice to be truthful, even in the smallest of situations, they trigger a transformation of their personal energy field. This transformation has a positive effect on relationships with others, restoring the bonds that have been broken by lying. As more and more people align their lives with the truth, the overall vibration of the collective field rises. A person living in harmony with the truth can have a profound and transformative effect on the environment, like a stone thrown into water, causing waves to spread. If all members of a community decide to live in alignment with the truth, the energy field of that community will blossom and begin to have a positive impact on the world. As proclaimed by Mahatma Gandhi, the preeminent champion of truth, each individual is called to become the transformative force he or she seeks to see in the world around them. This process of metamorphosis begins in the depths of our being, influences our relationships with others, and ultimately changes the social consciousness. The very fact of living a sincere and genuine life becomes a kind of spiritual offering to the world. Along the way, we have studied the destructive impact of lies on a person's energy potential, his state of mind, interpersonal connections, and the collective unconscious. Now we stand on the threshold of a turning point, a return to truth. Restoring energetic and spiritual wholeness is the path to healing. Truth acts as a tool to reconnect us with ourselves, with others, and with the divine. Truth is not just an ethical category, but a healing vibration that harmonizes us with the natural course of the universe. Falsehood, on the other hand, creates dissonance and obstacles, as shown earlier. Healing begins with realizing and accepting the truth within ourselves. Taoist philosophy offers the principle of Wu Wei, action without excessive effort, which is made possible by achieving complete harmony with the Tao, the natural course of life. When one chooses the path of truth, it is as if one enters the river of life, where there is no room for resistance, but only harmony and the natural flow. Truth becomes the key that unlocks the gates of freedom from the shackles of self-deception and confusion, making it possible to experience the lightness and ease of being. Osho, the great sage, once said, "Truth needs no defense, for it is self-sufficient." When you are truthful, the whole universe becomes your ally. Following the path of truth establishes a direct connection with the cosmic rhythms, allowing events to unfold according to the natural order, without violence to reality or attempts to artificially alter it. Healing begins with accepting the simplicity of truth and rejecting the complexities created by the world of illusion. The first step in healing through truth is a deep dive into one's inner world. It takes considerable courage to recognize the moments when reality has been distorted, when there has been a departure from one's own authenticity. This process can be painful, but it is absolutely necessary. Radical honesty with oneself becomes the starting point for removing the energy blocks created by the lies. The second important step is confession, addressed primarily to oneself. Confessing the facts of self-deception to oneself allows the truth to begin the process of healing the inner wounds. Just as sunlight melts the icy shackles of winter, truth has the powerful power to dispel the dissonance created by lies. Carl Jung, an eminent explorer of the depths of the human psyche, once remarked, "The outward gaze sees only dreams, while the inward gaze awakens consciousness." Diving into the depths of self-knowledge is tantamount to awakening to a healing truth, like cleansing an energy field. Each revelation of self removes internal blocks, restoring the free flow of life energy. It is like opening the windows of an abandoned house. Light streams in, filling the space with freshness and purity. To follow the path of truth is to ascend to spiritual freedom and find the true peace that comes from living in harmony with one's true self. When one lives in alignment with the truth, the need for concealment, manipulation, and fear disappears. Truth frees one from the shackles of the ego, from illusory fears, establishing a direct connection to one's divine nature. Truth is a return home to the original state of light and peace. There is no more need to carry the burden of lies and become entangled in the net of illusion. In today's world full of illusions and temptations, it is important to ask, where in our lives does truth give way to deception? What circumstances make us hide behind masks and distort reality? Finding answers to these questions is the first step to freeing ourselves from the shackles of lies. To dispel the darkness and bring back the light of truth, it is necessary to take a thorough inventory of your beliefs and actions. It is important to take an honest look at our motives and recognize where we have strayed from the path of truth. It may be necessary to let go of outdated ideas about ourselves and the world that are no longer in alignment with our true nature. When a person begins to live in harmony with himself and others, his life is filled with new meaning and energy. He feels freer, more confident and happier. Returning to the truth is not just giving up lies, but also gaining inner integrity and spiritual purity.